Tala Fou and welcome back to our English Bulletin. Tonight's headlines: the number of bodies requiring autopsies continue to mount up at all local morgues due to no local pathologists on island and COVID-19 travel restrictions. The Office of the Electoral Commission has suspended the acceptance of any more pre-poll forms. And all schools in Samoa have been told to encourage students to wear face masks. Leading our bulletin tonight, the number of bodies requiring autopsies continues to mount up at the local morgues due to no local pathologists on island and COVID-19 travel restrictions. Here's more on this report. Police Commissioner for Yavailili told Tala Fou that a total of 23 bodies to date are being held at two main hospital mortuaries to wait forensic pathologists to carry out the post-mortem examinations before they can be released to their families. Yavailili confirmed that some of the bodies have been in the morgues for over a year. The backlog, according to Police Commissioner, is caused by the fact there is no forensic pathologist on island to perform the autopsies. The COVID-19 pandemic causing travel restrictions and the shutdown of countries' borders has created a further challenge of bringing in such an expert examiner. Despite requests from the families for the release of their loved ones' bodies for burial, the police commissioner has confirmed that they cannot do so until the autopsy has been done and the coroner approves the release of a body in court. 19 of the deceased are at Motuotua National Hospital and the other 4 are being held at Tuasivi Hospital in Savaii. The latest to be added to the backlog is that one of the men whose body was found under the Lelata Bridge yesterday morning. Rosalia Stefano for Tala Fou. Government is waiting for issuance of death certificate of Samoa AIP worker to allow his body to be brought home. Untitled Chapter has this story.
The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Labour is waiting for the official death certificate for Samoan meat worker who died in New Zealand last week. Sebastiano Yerome was contracted to be in New Zealand for 5 years under the approved and principal work visa as a meat worker with the Silver Fern Farm in Timaru. He had been in Timaru for the past 2 years and was scheduled to return to Samoa on the repatriation flight that came last Friday. The cause of his death was not known, and therefore the local government was waiting on post-mortem results to determine cause and allow for his body to be brought home. MCIL's Assistant Chief Executive Officer for the Labour and Employment Division, Lemalu Nele Masina, confirmed to Tala Fou that the post-mortem has since been completed and they are waiting for the results.
Waiting for the death certificate from the coroner. The coroner's report, the post-mortem is completed and we're waiting for the coroner's report and the death certificate that will enable us to facilitate from our end here, from Samoa, to get the approval from the Ministry of Prime Ministers, Ministry of Health and Foreign Affairs for his permit to bring his remains back to Samoa.
Lemalu says once the results are confirmed, a death certificate will then be issued, allowing the government to arrange for Yerome's body to be flown to Samoa.
The death certificate so that we can facilitate the process from here, and hopefully we'll receive the death certificate by the end of this week, and we'll get the approval for his permit, and then we'll liaise with the funeral director in Auckland and also his family.
Government is anticipating the possibility of Yerome's body being brought back on the next repatriation flight. Untitled Chapter for Tala Fou.
The Office of the Electoral Commission has suspended the acceptance of any more pre-poll forms to prevent the use of the forms to entice votes for particular candidates. Here's more on this report. As of yesterday, the Office of the Electoral Commission is no longer accepting any pre-polling forms being brought in for processing. This is a result of complaints the Electoral Commission has received about agents of some candidates using the handout of pre-polling forms to try and manipulate the vote of the pre-polling voters.
We're receiving a lot of complaints from the public regarding candidates and the agents who are distributing these forms and then filling in the forms and collecting them, and then influencing these people to vote for a particular candidate that they represent. We see that as a real threat to the integrity of the pre-polling, and we made the decision last night to suspend all the forms.
The Electoral Commissioner, Faimalo Matumwa Matthew Lemisio, did not hide his disappointment when speaking to Tala Fou, stating how this suspension will not only cause a delay in the pre-polling process, but more importantly, the inconvenience now faced by the Electoral Commission, but especially those eligible to vote through the pre-polling process.
It's really frustrating that some people are, still trying to, manipulate the process. The process on its own is very transparent and very clear, that we want to achieve free and fair elections. When these agents, carry out these actions, it's very disappointing. It's very sad.
The Electoral Commission has therefore decided that it will create a new official pre-polling form, and this will be delivered directly by the OEC staff to those eligible to vote through the pre-polling process.
It's good that we're going to roll out this project, also because I think the forms that are coming in, considering the time, is very low. But probably this is one of the reasons why, because these agents are taking all the forms, holding on to them, and probably planning to lodge them all at once. So we're not going to accept that.
Those eligible to register for pre-polling include those with disabilities, and those are 65 years and older.
Just want to urge the public, please, this is our elections. We all have a role to play to keep it clean and fair and free. So let's all play a part.
Pre-polling will take place on the 5th of April. Rosalia Setifano for Tala Fou. All schools in Samoa have been told to encourage students to wear face masks. Alisala Wanofamaoni has the story.
The Ministry of Education, Sports and Culture, through an advisory issued yesterday afternoon, is strongly advising all the schools in Samoa to encourage the wearing of face masks by students and staff alike in efforts to protect the country, especially the young ones, from the COVID-19 pandemic. These recommendations comes after a 16-year-old male tested positive twice during the COVID-19 test last week upon arrival at the Faleolo Airport Pora. Tala Fou visited some of the schools and saw firsthand how most of the schools were not adhering to the advisory, with the majority of the students not wearing face masks. There were a few schools, however, that took the recommendation seriously and acted upon it today.
Because I think it's a good move. It's something that we should put into place. We shouldn't be complacent to have masks back on in school, because right now we're not really sure whether it's the first strain or the second strain that we've gotten. So we know that the second strain is apparently very virulent and easy to catch. So I think it's important, and I do support it. Very much so. Yeah.
The mask advisory comes a day after the Ministry of Health posted on their social media pages an advisory to the public that all were encouraged to wear face masks and adhere to the social distancing and hygienic rules as part of the safety requirements, as the country is now on COVID-19 alert level 1.
We set up a roster, and the roster has the children coming at least 3 days a week. And we have a supporting app on the phone which helps them revise the work that we give them on the days they come to school, and just reinforce the work. Sometimes they see me on the app as well, just telling them off about doing the schoolwork, or if there's something they don't understand, they can also leave questions there. So trying to bring in the technology as well, so that we're not left behind.
The other precautionary measures recommended for the schools and public alike include enforcing basic hand hygiene and encouraging of social distancing. The mask advisory also informed the schools that the ministry will keep them updated on any further changes. Ali Salawano Fa'amaoni for Tala Fou.
Malia's 1.4 million Tala 2-kilometer long road was opened today. Alvin Sarasopa was there and filed this report.
The people of Malia today celebrated the opening of their new 2-kilometer road funded by the government. The new road was requested by the Malia village close to 3 years ago to allow them easy access to their plantations and travel back and forth from their homes. Initially, only 500 meters of the road was tar-sealed, but the dream was fully realized today with the opening of the 2 kilometers long road, which cost 1.4 million Tala for its construction to build. Prime Minister Tula Epalupisoli Aisa Ililimalilingoi told residents of Malia that the road improvements was part of government's ongoing work to ensure accessibility and safer roads for the traveling public. Alvin Sarasopa for Tala Fou.
And in sports, college rugby tournament started today with Zone B schools holding the first matches of the year. Francis Asuluvengalepa has more.
This afternoon was an exciting time for colleges with the start of Zone B inter-school rugby competition. Samoa Rugby Football Union Falimabanga Vincent Fipulai took the time to encourage the players at the beginning of the tournament. The colleges competing in Zone B, Under 18, Under 16 and Under 14 divisions are Malwa Fou College, Besinga College, St. Joseph's College, Faleata College and Robert Louis Stevenson College.
Sports make our life interesting, teach us to work hard, push our limits to reach a new high. Remember, sports also teach discipline, respect, friendship, and most of all, teamwork. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether your team wins or losses, but the most important thing that you should all be proud of is when you work as a team.
The enthusiasm and determination by each school to win was evident today, and it's the first time since last year's SOE shutdown that the schools are able to participate in sports again. And these are the results for today's matches. For the Under 18 boys, the first match of the day was between Besinga College and St. Joseph's College. It was a tough match between the two teams. They both wanted to win, but only one team came out on top, and that was Besinga College, winning against St. Joseph's College. Besinga 21 points to 16 points to St. Joseph's College. Match between Malwa Fou College and Faleata College. Malwa Fou College won by a landslide of 75 points to 7 by Faleata. Besinga with the determination to take it home today by winning against Malwa Fou College. Besinga 27 points to 12 to Malwa Fou College. The other match between St. Joseph's College and Faleata was an easy win for St. Joseph's College with 54 points to 0 to Faleata College. For the Under 14 boys, Besinga College won 21 points to Robert Louis Stevenson, 14 points. And the last match of another easy win for St. Joseph's College against Faleata, St. Joseph's College 10 points to Faleata, no points. The tournament will continue next week, Thursday, at St. Joseph's College in Alafua. Francis Asudovingalipa for Tala Fou.
And here's a look on your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
Tala Fou, and for today, Thursday, 18th of February, 2021. This is the latest weather bulletin for Samoa issued by the Samoa Met Office, brought to you by the Well Company. Situation: a trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers to the north lies slow moving over the group. Today's report: cloudy at times with isolated showers, moderate falls and few thunderstorms. Forecast for Friday: isolated showers with moderate falls likely. And that is the latest weather report and forecast for Samoa, brought to you with compliments of the Well Company for all your home and office furniture needs.
And as a Tala Fou for tonight, thank you so much for watching. Sa Tala Fou na mole ne yafi tueng mawalis papuponga le asota yao, ay mole terminei manuia le po.